Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs endured an ugly split last summer. Now with the Raptors, Leonard will return to San Antonio on Thursday. Spurs president coach Gregg Popovich via Jeff Garcia of NBA for San Antonio, "I don't speak for other people but I hope we treat everybody with kindness and respect," said Popovich. "We always have in the past. I'd understand San Antonio fans booing Leonard, as long as jeers don't rise to anything personal. Though they had great years together, peaking with Leonard leading the Spurs to the 2014 NBA title, Leonard became a sports villain by requesting a trade. That doesn't make him a bad person, but he can be treated as the antagonist within this framework. That said, Popovich's request will carry weight. I'm not every San Antonio fan will cheer Leonard, but I bet some who are on the fence about how to receive him will take their cue from Popovich." When the 76ers announced Markelle Fultz was out indefinitely, people leaked he'd miss just 3 to 6 weeks. That was 4 weeks ago. Keith Pompey of the Inquirer, Markelle Fultz will be re-evaluated early next week for thoracic outlet syndrome, according to multiple sources. Fultz has yet to resume basketball activities. He would need to get back in shape, and perhaps show improvement on his shot, before playing in a game. I'd be shocked if this next evaluation leads to Fultz playing soon. His problems run deep. I just don't see time without basketball activity getting him much closer. He missed nearly all of last season and still had the same shooting problems when he finally got back on the court. But his agent is still talking about Fultz returning this season. So, steps in that ostensible process must be taken, like the upcoming re-evaluation. Trailblazers center Jusuf Nurkic, who had 24 points, 23 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 steals and 5 blocks in a win over the Kings last night, appeared befuddled when asked about his 5x5. "What?" Nurkic asked repeatedly. If Nurkic didn't know about a 5x5, at least 5 in each of the 5 major individual box score stats, it'd be understandable. His was just the 15th on record, since 1983-84, as far back as Basketball Reference has data. Nobody has ever seen a 5x5 quite like his. Nurkic's 23 rebounds were the most ever in a 5x5, as he became the first player to record a 2-0-2-0 5x5. Here's a history of 5x5s since 1983-84. James Harden, in his own way, is on a historic hot streak. So, he's intensifying his rhetoric about most valuable player. Rosalind Goldonwood of TNT, "I asked James Harden if he is consciously hungry for winning another MVP. He said, I need it. I need it for sure. And I'm going to get it." In the last 4 years, he has 3 top 2 finishes, including winning the award last season. After a slow start, Harden is back in the race this season. I'd still call Giannis Antetokounmpo favorite, and plenty of others, including LeBron James, Anthony Davis and Stephen Curry, are in the mix. But so is Harden, and I don't mind him stating his personal ambitions. He drives the Rockets. Chasing this award will only help Houston. This is not a player choosing personal goals over team goals. They go hand in hand. So, if Harden declaring his intent to win MVP motivates him, good for him, and the Rockets. For everything going on with them, the 76ers' biggest long-term issue might be how Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons fit together. They're both young, talented and under team control for several more years. Their upside as a pairing is immense. But there are also questions about their match. Neither shoots willingly from outside. Both express cockiness that might not neatly lend itself to sharing a team. So, potentially minor fissures between the two deserve scrutiny. Like Embiid and Simmons competing with each other for a rebound during Philadelphia's win over the Clippers yesterday. Simmons hit Embiid in the face, and Embiid profanely lashed out. Embiid, via Noah Levick of NBC Sports Philadelphia, "I felt an elbow on my face and I kind of freaked out because that's the same face I had the surgery on," Embiid said. But it was a basketball play, nothing to talk about. Embiid suffered an orbital fracture last season. His concern was understandable. It's important to distinguish reactions in the heat of the moment from cooler reflections afterward. However mad he was at Simmons, Embiid didn't want to further the feud. That matters. But it's also possible to see both players continuing to chase stats, including rebounds, sometimes at the expense of the other. Even if this ends this specific clash, it doesn't necessarily end issues to manage between these two players.